Guitar Works. It's a Wednesday morning. I've been out here in the shop since 7:30 because I have my building inspection today. And, well, part of my building inspection. I have the RO, the right-of-way inspection, to make sure that the delivery and construction of the slab and the building had no negative impact on the county's road, power lines, or anything else that's going on out here. Then I have the structural integrity of the building, which it just went through a tropical storm and hurricane, so I'm guessing it's getting a thumbs up. And the concrete floor, which has been amazing. One of the best concrete jobs I ever saw. Ryan Beecroft down in Cape Coral did it, and hats off to Ryan and his crew. So the other thing I want to talk about is what's going on. After Milton and after Helene, I'm seeing a lot of guitars that need neck adjustments. And the people are saying it never needed a truss rod adjustment before. What's going on? Well, even though the wood is no longer a living plant, it still has a cell structure, and wood expands and contracts. Now, when we have a hurricane, our millibars of mercury, that number they give you that's from the low 900s down into the 800s, that's the millibars of mercury. That is how they measure the air pressure. The lower the air pressure, the more susceptible the wood is to absorb moisture. Now, up north, when it's nice and cold, or out west, when you have those bluebird skies, you have high pressure. High pressure is generally drier, cooler air, but the dryness of the air causes the wood to shrink. So if you talk to Phil McKnight and he tells you about fret sprout in Arizona, or you talk to one of the guys up in the Northeast and he talks to you about fret sprout that happens during the winter, that's because they're in a dry environment, either a heated home or the ambient air is very dry. So what can you do to avoid this? Well, first, stop buying cheap necks. The most structurally sound piece of wood is milled using a quarter sawn technique. Now there's flat sawn, plain sawn, all this stuff. A lot of it is done for the economy of the log. How many pieces of wood can you get from that log? Specific structural wood has to be quarter sawn. Most guitar manufacturers' necks are quarter sawn. Now, this past week, and I've seen ads on Facebook of people trying to sell me guitar necks for $99, $109, and how great our neck is, and they never want to include a picture of the back of the neck. Why is that? Because you're going to see that it's not quarter sawn wood and there's grain run out. What does grain run out mean? It means that line, or those lines of grain that are in the wood, should enter the wood at the one end and exit at the other. They shouldn't take a right or left turn in the middle of the board and exit the wood. Wood like that is more susceptible to twisting, bowing, and warping. It just is. It's the way it is. It's the nature of the wood and how it wants to go. Now, when guitar builders, we put together a 5-piece neck or a 3-piece neck, we're flipping the pieces to counter those forces and keep the guitar straighter and less likely to twist. And that's okay. That's bueno. You could do that. But the ones that they're advertising aren't. And you'll always know that these ads are shills because somebody in there immediately responds before you even see the ad that I just got mine yesterday and what fast shipping, it only took a day from China and it's the greatest neck I've ever seen and there are no sharp fret ends and I would buy it again in a minute. And then you go and click on their profile and they have 0 friends and all they do is shill for companies. Hey, I ain't buying it. Now, this neck is one of the Amazon necks that I bought and did a review on. Now, if you notice, on the edge of this neck, that fret stops about a 1/16 of an inch inside the edge of the fretboard. Well, of course you're not going to have a sharp fret end then, but you just made your frets narrower in conjunction with your neck. So it's just one more thing that's out there. They key on what we say as YouTubers and influencers, I guess you could say, and I would rather think of it as an educator. And they key on that and they adapt and try to sell the same product again. And some of these guys are just shills. They're not even the company that are trying to sell the product. I'll give you a great example. Saker makes a lot of woodworking tools. Now I wanted to get the thin rip guide for table saws and band saws from Saker for about 6 months. And I guess YouTube or Facebook is spying on me, and they said, well, we'll send them an ad. And it told me I could get that on a special deal for $39.95, marked down from $69.95. So I went on Amazon, looked, and sure enough, got it from Saker for 27 bucks. So this is what's happening. You put in the order with them, they put in the order with the manufacturer, they're the middleman, they never touch the product, but now they just made, what, 12 bucks off you? I'm just saying. It's a great business model if you want to take advantage of people. You know, it's not in me. So I'm out here in the shop all day today, having a great time, getting stuff organized, getting stuff rehomed. I put together another one of the shop stands and put wheels on it this morning. And we're going to be rocking and rolling, and I can't wait for the inspector to get here. And actually, people are going to go, what? The inspector, when you're contracting your own project, is your best friend, because he's going to make sure that everything is done right, which is going to save you a lot of headaches in the long-term run of this. So looking forward to it. Charlotte County rocks, having a good time. And remember, only half my ideas are any good. You have to decide which half.